Look, all she needed, one more shot. That bitch lit, you can tell. Put that package in your box, you got mail. Smoke one more.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make really fancy text just like this in Cinema 4D. Using two programs, we're going to be using Photoshop and Cinema 4D, of course. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make an image that is 1920 by 1080, and then grab your text tool, find a nice font. Like I'm going to use Wave Caps is a nice font. Don't use any like really like squiggly fonts like Blow Brush or anything like that. Or this font, Shinyan. I would use a really nice bold font. Like this is a nice font right here. This is a nice font. But I'm going to be using Wave Cap. Bring up the size a little bit to about 300. Enter some text in like your YouTube name, but I'm just going to write fancy. Just because it's really fancy text and it's a really easy way. You guys, if you're a motion designer, you've probably seen these texts before, but it's really hard to make in Cinema 4D. That's why I'm making it in Photoshop. So okay, so what you want to do is you're gonna want to rasterize that layer. Then grab this polygonal lasso tool. If you don't know how to get to it and it's just this, just hold down left click and then select that and let go. Alright, so move over to your first letter and then make like some little designs. I would move it about 5 out, but on these corner edges you might need to move it out a little bit horizontally and then up. If you wonder how to move it up, all you're going to want to do is you're going to hit Control after you've done selecting it and then just move the arrows on your arrow pad. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the next letter because that's enough design with this tool on that letter. Moving on to the A now, or whatever is your next letter of your YouTube name, or whatever name you're putting this down for, whether it be a client or anything. Just move on to the next letter and then just make some other designs. I'm gonna put maybe one of those like right here. Okay, I'm gonna make some designs, like some more designs on the A, and then I'm gonna move on to the next letter. Okay, so this is looking pretty good with the A so far. We don't really want to make it too much. We'll come back to the A though in a bit and we'll do some other stuff with it. Moving on to the next letter, which is N for me. I'm gonna make some designs just like I did on the F, and then do it again on the other side. Maybe I'll do it again on the other side, but this is pretty easy though compared to the ways you can do it in Cinema 4D with splines. I find this a lot easier. And it also looks really nice, and it's a lot easier too because it's not requiring so much for you to do with spline masks, because it's pretty much already doing spline masks. The part in Cinema 4D that you have to do is really easy. Okay, so now with these really curved kind of letters, like all of these kind of letters, F, A, and N, the really geometrical letters. Same with kind of Y, it's more straight edge, but with a C or like an O, they're very curved. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to grab the pen tool. If you want to do this style, I'd really recommend it on these curved letters, so you can actually like curve the selection. See, that looks nice, or in my opinion it does. And then just drag it to the front again. Now right click in the center or inside of the selection you just made, hit mix selection, just do feather radius is 0 pixels, and then do as we did before, hitting Control with the arrows. Wait, actually no, you gotta go up to this and select this, and then hit Control with the arrows, bring it down about 5. Boom. And I keep doing this for a little bit. Maybe do it like a few times on the C. Maybe like one right here, possibly. Maybe make it more circle shaped though. And then hit make selection again, hit OK, go back up here, and then do that again. Alright, that looks pretty good with the C so far. So far, it's not looking that great, but we're just splitting up the text a little bit to make a little bit of a nice design. Moving on to the Y now. I think I'm going to do that for the Y, and that's going to be it for the Y. I might just do another, triangle like this or something right here. Yeah. Just like that. Boom. Okay, so we have some really nice looking text right here. Now it's time to add some other designs. So grab the rectangle tool, the rectangle Marique tool, and then let's make some lines. And then, so select what you want, make it really thin, and hit delete. Just do a few on each letter, and make sure you add both vertical and horizontal lines. What you also might want to do is you might want to cut out some of the text like this, just like that, and kind of make it a bit of a weird kind of shape, but it'll look really nice in the long run. We'll also do this with the Y because there is a nice straight line on the Y right there, and I think it'll look nice if I got rid of it. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Okay, let's move over, hold down, left click, and then move over to Marique, and then grab the circle Marique tool. And now what you want to do is I don't recommend holding shift. I will just draw it as close as you can get to a circle. Now moving your arrows again, move it and then hit delete, and then hold down the arrow and you can move it again. Now these are really big circles. I don't know if I want to have them so big. Okay, so I made the circles a bit smaller, and now what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna leave some space in the middle of it, and then just make a tinier circle, and then bring it down and do about the center of it, and make something like this. So you have big, small, big, which looks really, really nice. And now also add some little designs in this, on these little like edges, like maybe add a circle to each edge, maybe, because that looks really nice too when you add some design. It gives it some shape. Alright, so I did this for the C. I added some little circles near the edges of each like pointed edge of the cuts or the splits. And now on the Y, I'm gonna grab the rectangle and do some little rectangle designs in the Y. That looks pretty good. I might leave this triangle blank right there. I don't really need anything in it. And then you have an N, an A, and an F left, or whatever text you have. Really all we just have left to do is just like circles and rectangles. I don't think I'm going to do much with the F. I think I'm just going to maybe add one hole there. Yeah, you don't really need to do everything on each side. Just add some like variety to it, I guess, because it'll look really nice when you're done, as I said. It's just for the extra 20 minutes of making your text nice, which is really worth it. Alright, I think I have my text done. This looks really, really nice. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to hit Control and then click on this little like thumbnail right here, and then right click in the inside of it, of the selection and the text, and then hit Make Work Path. Make sure the tolerance is set to 1 pixel, just so the edges are all just so that it makes sure that it goes up to like the nearest pixel along the edges. And what you're going to want to hit now is you're going to go to File, Export, past Illustrator, make it a work path, just hit OK, and then just name it something like, I'm going to name it Fancy. Hit Save. If you already have something named that, I don't know, replace it. And then open up Cinema 4D now. I'm gonna open up my render settings here. So okay, go where you have it saved, go find it right here in Fancy. Just make sure, just keep everything default, or make sure it's all the same as mine, and then boom, your text loads up. You see this? It's just like you would do with a spline, and everything is split up in its own little spots, and everything is right here in Fancy. So what you're going to want to do is go in Fancy then, and just make sure all of this is set to 0. Make sure everything is at 0. Okay, and now it's centered. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to extrude all of this. So count up how many paths you have. I counted 17. So you're just going to make 17 extrudes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. That's 17 right there. And then just drag each one into one of these extrudes. Alright, so we have our last path right here to drag into the extrudes. And now all the extrudes are gone, and you don't even need this Fancy anymore because there's nothing in it, so just delete it. And now our text is looking okay. It's pretty thin, and it's really, the edges are very, very rough. So just select all of the extrudes, make the depth about 80, just because this is a lot bigger than like regular mode text. If I added some in right now, you would see how much bigger the size is. So make the depth about 80 to count it for the size. It's really nice depth in my opinion. It's about the same if you did like 60 on regular mode text. So it looks really nice. And then what you're gonna want to do is all these outside edges, hit shift and click on all of them, because we're gonna have to make these 10 more deep, so that these pop out a little bit more. Alright, I think I selected all of the outside edges right here, which we have a lot of. There should be a lot more. Go to this, hit 90. Okay, now hit your middle mouse button or come up to here and click this. Now move everything over a bit and then just zoom in on this one. This is the one we want. We're gonna have to center this, so make sure that it's about even, or just make sure that this little thing is close to 5 centimeters. So that's roughly close, very, very close. As you can see now, these things are pushed out a little bit more, which gives it a really nice look on depth, because it makes this pop a little bit more. Just select all the extrudes again, go to caps, make sure these go to fillet cap. All of them are fillet. Here are my settings, 10 and 1. 10 and 1. Set your first text to that. It gives it kind of a smooth outline then. And I'm going to add something to divide this extrude and the next extrude. So we need to do this again too. So just highlight all of those, hit and duplicate them. So just by hitting Control C and Control V, or Command C, Command V. Now we have this. Okay, select all these. Select all the main ones first. So just hit oh my gosh, just hit this and then shift and click all of the middle texts. So no, okay, 1 second. Select all these, bring them back about 200 centimeters, about there. Yeah. Okay, now just select all of, don't select the bigger extruded ones like the center text, the non-splits. So there should be one in each thing, and then make this 40. Go to the caps, bring everything up about 2, there, drag it in now so it's in the center of this. There we go. Actually no, I might make it 60 and then move it forward. Yeah, 60 looks nice. Make it 60, and then we gotta just select all the other ones now. So hit Shift and then just select all of them. Alright, so all of this text is now selected. Go over to caps again, just make them up 2 again, up there, and then go to this, and if that one was 60, so that means they're gonna subtract this by 2. Make it 20. Make it 70. Drag it into the middle. There you go. It should be about there. Yeah, perfect. It's a bit longer on each side. So there we go. Now we have, oh shoot. That should be in the center. Yep. Okay. So now we have our text. Nothing colored, nothing, anything, but it looks really, really nice. And that's pretty much it. But the only thing we have left now is we have to group, because these are all separate. Okay. We have to group everything. So I'm going to find an F. Okay. There's an F right there. Keep on going until you find all the F's. Just hold Control and just click on every single one. And then if it's in the F letter, just like that, keep it there. And then just keep on doing this process. And then pretty much it's the mirrored on the top. So if you go from the 3 down from the top, you should have another F. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 down from that, you should have another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. And then the 2 bottom ones are F. There you go. Now right click them, hit group objects, and then as you can see we have F. Name that F, just bring it up to the top to make everything easier. Now this one's A, and then just keep doing the same process until you have nothing left. have all of the objects grouped. And now what you're going to want to do is you're going to click on this, okay? And as you can see, if we wanted to rotate just the text itself, it's rotating off of the middle axis, and we want it to rotate off over here. So click on the F, go up to mesh, go to axis center, and then go to axis center. Hit include children and use all objects, okay? Hit execute to bring it right to the center, and just do this for every single one, okay? Everything should be centered now with the axis. As you can see, it rotates fine off the center. And now just for adding color in, which takes a bit longer. So find a nice Lightroom. I'm going to find one here. I'm going to be using my favorite Lightroom, Miguel Arts V5. It's my favorite one out of all of them. I'm going to just grab an iron, because we always want to use an iron. I'm going to use this one. This is a really nice one. And then let's just grab green. Blue-green. Let's grab a really nice blue-green, just a texture, yeah, like that. Okay, so what you're gonna want is actually, I might switch different. I might grab a different iron. So make sure you're gonna want to color all of it, like this one, like the center text as I was talking about, like the big ones. You're gonna want to color those iron, or color them silver. So that's the back text. That's back. Okay, color this one with silver. It should be in the front, and then all of the other ones should be green then. Alright, and then just do the complete opposite. So you're going to want to have that one be green, and then all of these other ones be silver. Just because halfway down it should change. Because you want, if this big one is going to be iron, you don't want that one to be an iron as well. You want it to be the opposite color, so it'll look something like this. Like that. So if the front color is green, we always want it to be the opposite color. So like that. And then just do that for all the letters. The bottom one should be in the front, just because it's when you grouped them, that's how it kind of worked. Yeah, I made an issue or a mistake. I forgot to do this object right here. It's a quick fix. I just gotta make it like this. Okay, and then I just gotta switch up the materials. So like this. Okay, there we go. That was just a quick fix. I just forgot to extrude it, and yeah. Okay, and then just do this for all the text then, and then you pretty much have it done. And always make sure you hit cubic and then seamless. So I'm gonna check out this material. Ooh, that looks really nice too. Just for the sake of what I'm doing though, I'm gonna keep them all the same. Alright, so there you go. Now you have really nice looking text that is like a really nice trend right now that's going on with graphics and intros. And there you go. There you have it. Like, it literally took me 30 minutes to do that. It shouldn't take you that long. And also, I had to tell you guys how to do it. But I could probably do it in about 20 minutes if I wasn't explaining how to do everything. But, yeah, so really nice looking text. Now you can just go on and do your animation. And it should look just fine. Like, just make sure that everything is in its right place. Make sure there's no duplicating colors or anything. And make sure also everything is extruded like that one. I missed that little piece. But everything's looking good to me. And it's really looking good too. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a big thumbs up if it helped you guys. Like, hopefully this helped, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.